Hey everyone, welcome to the Stealthy Crafter. My name is Jessica, and today I will be doing a Wip Chat. If you're new here and you don't know what Wip stands for, it stands for Work in Progress, and what that normally means is that you can bring out your own whips, or you could do things like you could do chores, you could you could drive around, or you could just sit on the couch and listen to me ramble about what's been going on in my week. Hope you guys are doing well. Hopefully, I'm not bothering you too much, but I am sick. If you, my voice is a little messed up right now. My kids have definitely caused some They're just definitely germ factories. Is all I gotta say. We've been dealing with a lot of sickness around the household, so one of the reasons why this Whip and Chat is over, close to 2 weeks being late, I think. It's probably 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, it's 2 weeks. That and plus, we had construction going on in our house last week. So I didn't have a chance to do any recording whatsoever. Anyway, before I get into that, I am getting closer to being done with this canvas. This canvas is called. I am knocking things. It is. Let me show you the picture. So this is from Oraloa. It's Totem Phoenix by Violet. It's a 50 to 70 centimeter canvas. We have 53 colors, and 4 of those are ABs. But yeah, I am I would say under 3 rows left of working on this. But yeah, it's just, and I started now. I got like all these little extra enhancements and stuff. I started working on the feathers. There's already like ABs in the feather of the phoenix here, but I kind of just decided to put like I put some fairy dust in here. Well, when I not fairy dust, but like what their version of fairy dust drills, or pixie dust. There we go. Sorry. And then I also did that. Let me move this cover minder a little bit over. So over here, I also put some pixie dust in there in the phoenix cheek here. Where it's blushing, and then like for its eyes, I had leftover black ABs because the face of the girl up here, you can't see, but she had black ABs for her eyelashes, and I had some leftover ones, so I put them into the phoenix's eyelashes as well. So I thought that would make it look really cute. But yeah, the yellow ABs in here are what's already been given. But but yeah, I decided to kind of spruce up the feathers a little bit. So like the orange and some red are like the pixie dust. I'm going to be doing the same thing here. Like you see this little outline. I haven't decided if I'm going to use pixie dust, ABs, or glitter. I know on this side I'm going to be using glitter on this part, but her sleeve's kind of a different type of color scheme, so I'm trying to figure out which one I want to do. But yeah, with that, with all of that, I'll start diamond painting instead of just like pointing things out. I do hope you guys are well. Like I said, I'm sick. It's not fun. I think I'm on day 4 of being sick. I got sick on Saturday, and today's Tuesday. And my kids have been sick a good portion of the last 2 weeks. My oldest, she was sick a few weeks ago, and I thought I got sick from her because I was not feeling well after she wasn't feeling well. And then my son got sick, but he was only sick for a day. And then my youngest daughter, got sick last Thursday while we were having people here to do construction work, and and I think that's what really got me. Like she had a fever, the works, but she only was sick for a day. She bounced back so quickly. And it's funny because it was like oh, before I continue, if you do hear any noises, this week, they're having basically a week off from school. It's kind of put into schedules, so it's not like snow day or anything like that. Although it rarely snows. There's supposedly snow coming on tomorrow. I'll believe it when I see it. But but yeah. So if you hear any noises, that would probably be my children. I told them to try and keep quiet. Um, my husband's working from home today. Uh, they luckily he's allowed to do that because they just announced for everyone to go back into the office. He doesn't have a government job or anything like that, but he has to go back in the office. But he's not feeling well now. He started getting sick this last night. He started doing what I was doing a couple days ago, which was like being shaky and shivery, and now he's feeling miserable, the poor guy. So it's spreading throughout the entire household. So he's like, I don't want to bring this into the office. I'm like, fair enough. Yeah. So so yeah, he's working from home. I told them that if they need anyone to come upstairs to contact me, not to bother him. So if I stop suddenly, that's probably why one of them knocked on the door and I am checking up on what's going on. But I did tell them to try their best not to be too loud. So I have them playing on their laptops right now. It's they haven't really played on it yet, so I was like, okay, yeah, you guys can play on your laptops today. A little bit of bribery. They've been very helpful this whole time. I had time to do an actual recording this weekend, but to be honest, I just was feeling so miserable, and today I'm actually feeling like I'm a human being for once. But so that's why I haven't recorded. I just been like the last 2 days, I had a better voice yesterday. To be honest, my voice sounded so much better. So I really wish I did record yesterday, to be honest. But yeah, so let's kind of backtrack a little bit. So yeah, we had construction going on in our house. It was kind of a surprise. I knew that we were going to have someone come and work on our house, but I didn't realize it was going to be so soon. My husband found a contractor who was agreeable to do it quickly, and my husband decided not only to fix the damage that the electrician did, that the insurance would cover, but also to to also fix basically fix up parts of the house and everything. So what we did was we got a tankless water heater, and then we also got a whole house surge protector, and then we had this storm door in our garage for 3 years. We bought it 3 years ago, planning to get it installed and everything, but we never did. So we asked the guy to install it. So we got that put in as well, along with fixing all the damage that the electrician did. If you don't know what I'm talking about, so a couple months ago, we were getting an electrician to do the whole house surge protector. But first, we wanted to we have space heaters downstairs that are plugged into the wall, but they're attached to the wall, so we could have some extra heat, because our household one, it doesn't heat the house very well, and then it keeps kicking into emergency heats. With hey, self, woo, yeah. But yeah, he recommended to put an extra outlet instead that would have the required amps, I think that's what it was, or wattage. I'm not the best with this. Anyway, basically a different type of outlet for the space heaters instead. That way we won't burn it down our house. We don't want to do that. But he made so many holes. Like he put so many holes, and I was just like, is this normal? This is a lot of holes and stuff like that. And one of the holes was in the garage, and he nicked our sewage pipe. Now I didn't know he nicked our sewage pipe because it was just like it was literally a nick. So it's just like so basically I didn't notice until almost a week later because I noticed a puddle because the kids don't take showers until nighttime. I don't normally go in the garage during that time of the day. But I only noticed like when during a certain time where the kids were taking a shower and I opened the garage and I'm like, why is the wall wet? Why is there a puddle on the floor? So we called for the electrician to, we called the company, and their version of making things right was just to, first they claimed it wasn't them. And I was like, no one else has messed with that pipe. I mean, like, you're the only one that cut a hole in that spot and it's leaking now. So, but then when they were like, their version of making things right was just to slap another sheetrock on it without, without, with only on that one spot. But because not even the wall was completely saturated, and it's like the insulation was completely covered, and it was just like, no, get out. And we decided to cancel the household surge protection because he didn't have the right materials to do that at the time. So we're like, no, just leave. We still have our insurance working to try and get them to cover things. It's a whole work in progress. But anyway, so yeah, we had to get someone to fix all those damages. I've been like living with, when we got the resto crew to do that, to go and figure out how bad the damage was. They tore down a good portion of the garage wall. They had also tore down like a part of the living room wall. Not a big section, but big enough, it's like behind the couch. And then like also like right above, like entering the garage above our door, they tore down that part of the wall, like above the doorway. So yeah, I was not happy about the fact that we had so many holes in the walls. But yeah, but my husband said, "Hey, we got someone coming in. He wants to come in and do this stuff already." I'm like, "Okay, awesome." But the first thing we decided to do was get the tankless water heater replaced. Reason being is we already have a teenager in our house. We already have a teenager. She just, turned 13, but she takes long showers. And we know that when the other two kids, when they hit teenage years, they're all going to take long showers. And the problem is already our water heater cannot handle one kid taking a long hot shower, because when my husband tries to take a shower after she's done, there's barely any hot water left. So we're like, okay, tankless water heater, so that way we're thinking in advance. So, and thank goodness we did this first before we got all the other stuff fixed, because this guy, it took him over a day and a half to install the tankless water heater. Apparently the builders stapled like the line to every single post. He had to put 5 holes in our ceiling, and I was just like, 5 new holes. Oh no. I was just like, this is not good. And he didn't say anything that he was going to make holes in our walls or anything like that. I was cooking dinner, and like I hear a noise behind me, and I turned around, and he's drilling a hole, and then and then he uses a hammer to kind of open it up more, and it's like a jagged hole, and I'm like, what? And of course there's no tarp, nothing, and it's going onto my couch. It's going onto the blankets that's on the couch. It's going onto the floor, and I'm just like, a little warning, right? But yeah, he put 5 holes in our ceiling. But he's like, basically it's all covered in the cost, so we didn't have to worry about paying extra for that, thank goodness, like to get that part repaired. But yeah, a little warning would have been nice. But oh goodness, I'm not feeling so well that my lines are not straight. Well, it's all right. I'll try and fix that later on. but yeah, it's just it was just like, oh my goodness, like little panic moment. But yeah, it took over a day and a half for him to install the water heater, and we had to tell the kids. He turned the water back on before he left. Like he left at 10 p.m. the first day, and um, we had to wake up the kids early in the morning to take showers, and we told them, hey, it's going to be lukewarm. He said he had two of the three things installed, the canisters, and that it should have been good enough, but it only worked for the faucets. Like it was not working enough for the showers. The showers were not getting hot enough. So it was like weird mixture of warm and cold. So so I was just like, told the kids just be quick, and because he couldn't take a shower the night before because he was doing that, and I was like trying to give him a hint, hey, maybe it's time to leave because it's 10 o'clock, and the kids, you're making a lot of racket, and the kids need to go to sleep. It's a school night, um, so he didn't take the hint, but he decided to leave, thankfully. So. Uh, but yeah, he came. He said he was gonna come bright and early the next day. He didn't come bright and early. He didn't show up until 11 o'clock, and he spent a good portion trying to get that third line in to hook up the canister, and it finally got that working. And then after that was the household surge protector, and then he was like starting to mud all the walls and everything. And at that point, I was just like, I was kind of over it because he was just making a mess of my house. And I realized like things are gonna get dirty and stuff like that. But oh my gosh, the floors are a disaster still. Like, I'm still scrubbing the floors. Like it's a lot better than it was, but holy cow! Like he put paint all over them. He had mud, the drywall mud. It's flakes all over the place. I'm just like, and he's like, oh, it'll clean up easy. You just gotta you just gotta scratch it off and everything. And I'm just like, and our we just got new flooring last year. It's luxury vinyl planks, but it's mimicking wood, so it has like the wood grains and grooves and stuff like that. So it's like the dust is caked into those grooves, and I've been like scrubbing and scrubbing and scrubbing. Um, hopefully I can get a bit more done cleaned on it. So but yeah, we got our storm door fixed in, which was quick and everything. But yeah, it just was a huge hassle to get things done. um but the house looks pretty much back to normal. Kinda. But another thing was I spent this whole weekend cleaning as well, even though I was feeling as miserable as it is, because we are refinancing our house. We're moving away from the mortgage company that we have, and we're trying to refinance and switch with our credit union. And they said that an appraiser is coming today. So I really should be spending more time cleaning, but I'm just so exhausted. I am just, at this point, it's like, I have 3 kids. What do you want me to do? I got tornadoes everywhere. The house is, it's not as clean as it ever will be, but it's clean enough. And I was just like, the floors are just still, as they're still a mess, but it's just like, I tried my best. I scrub so much. Like every time it dries off, I have a new mop cloth to put on and scrub. I even did the Dawn dishwasher soap and warm water, and that helped a lot. That helped so much. And then I went back to just the floor cleaner, and been like alternating between the two. So the floors are looking better, but they still look like a mess. I'll probably do another mop or two before he shows up. But yeah, the house looks lived in. I mean, like, there's just piles of clothes. I'm not feeling well. I'm sick. I'm just like I'm not keeping up as best as I can. So, but it's definitely on the clean end. I mean, like all the clothes are clean. The bathrooms are clean. I'm so proud of the kids because they did a really good job cleaning their rooms. Oh my god, my oldest kid. I'm so glad we got her to clean her room. So, along with the weekend, me cleaning, it was just me and the twins. My husband and my oldest, they actually were away for the weekend. They went up to Ohio to go visit one of Nicole's best friends. I know. It's was something we decided to do. We was her best friend. So best friend that moved away in summer, and she hasn't seen her since, and they've been FaceTiming and stuff like that. But she's been really missing her, and since we had this winter type break coming up, and we arranged things with her parents, and they got to see each other for the weekend. So my husband drove up on Friday with the oldest, with Nicole, and she got to sleep over at her friend's house while my husband had slept at a hotel and everything. So basically she got to spend the whole weekend. She had a blast. And it snowed up there, so they made a snowman. She had a little bit of a snowball fight. But yeah, she did a lot of stuff with her friends, so she was very happy. I hope she appreciates this when she's older, because I mean, not everyone would do something like that. And we know that this has been someone who's been with her through thick and thin, and we want to keep that going. So but yeah, so while my husband was up there with her, I was down here trying to get ready for the appraisal. And my younger two, they were such a big help. So I had them help me clean the floors, and I didn't have them scrub the floors, although we did the stairs. So I gave them a bowl of soapy water and a cloth, and I said, could you please clean the stairs for me? There's footprints all over the stairs, but it's a lot cleaner. It's not dusty. Because what the guy was doing, he was going up and down the stairs as well, because our water heater's upstairs, so he was tracking the dirt on the stairs. The stairs are planks, vinyl planks as well. So so he was just tracking it all over the place. But yeah, they were such a big help. So they helped out with doing that. When I'm doing dishes, I was like, hey, do you guys think you can help me unload the dishwasher? Like I said, they were being a big help. And I had them clean their rooms too. So, and before I ventured off with my oldest, I'm glad that we made her clean her room before she left, because we didn't know the appraiser was coming until after my husband left. And then that's when he's like, oh, I just got the notice that the appraiser's going to be coming this Tuesday. And it was, like I said, it's a good thing we made our oldest clean her room, because good lord, I went into her room the day when goodness, sorry, I went into her room, went to put up one of her drawings and stuff like that in her room, and that's when I just noticed the mess. I usually stay clear of their rooms. I give them privacy and stuff like that, but I walked in to do that, and also drop off clothing and stuff like that, because I was actually getting the laundry done. And it was just there was trash everywhere. We opened the closet, there was trash in the closet. We made her clean up her room, and she brought downstairs 2 trash bags full of just trash. I'm like, what? No, you are never going to bring anything back into your room ever again. You're not, no. We trusted you. We talked about this. No more bottles upstairs. No more candy or, snacks. If you want a snack, you have to eat downstairs now. So, But it's a good thing she has her room clean, so that way she's not feeling best now. She says she's got a headache and everything. So I'm like, well, at least, the room's clean. And I told her just try and keep it maintained before the appraiser gets here. So hopefully that'll be the case. But yeah, that's been basically most of our woes. So yeah, it's just been a lot of noise. And I'm sensitive to noise. It's been a lot of noise from the guy. So it's just like even at one point I just tried to stay upstairs, and just focus on diamond painting. I couldn't. And it was frustrating. It felt very frustrating because I wanted to do a whip and chat and stuff like that. But I felt weird having someone in the house that I didn't know while I was talking. So it's just like, okay. And he stayed so late. And then by the time he left, it was just like, I just kind of just felt exhausted, even though I didn't really do anything because, I don't know. Do you guys always feel on edge when you have like a stranger in your house? Like, even though we hired him, stuff like that. I just felt so on edge the whole time. I don't know if it's because just the holes and stuff and that was stressing me out. But I just felt so on edge. And by the time that he left for the day, he was leaving late. I just did not feel like doing anything. I just wanted to go to bed. And there were a couple times where he was like saying I'm coming in bright and early, where I was like a little bit frustrated because it's like, oh, I could have definitely done a video if I knew he was actually not going to show up, at 8 o'clock, because he would say I'm showing up at 8 o'clock and he doesn't show up at 8 o'clock. Instead it's like 10:30 or 11 o'clock. I think, yeah, it was like 10. It was 11, 10:30, and then 10 when he showed up. And then it was just a lot of frustration. At that point I was just like, I should have just tried to record something, but I didn't. I did try to do a time-lapse video. I never posted it, but I gotten one of the diamond paintings done from DIY Diamond Delights. DIY I think is how. I am horrible right now. Like, my memory is not doing the best. But I did do a time lapse of that, but I don't really like it, to be honest, because I did it when it was still daylight, and then I had to turn the lights on because it started to get evening, and then it was like dark by the time it was done. So the shadows from the light was like really messing with it. So I'm not sure if I really want to post that or what. I haven't decided. Yeah, so it just little silly things like that. Let's see. So my son had his spelling bee as well. The whole district type spelling bee. He did not place very well, the poor kid. He got too nervous. He says there were so many people there staring at him, so he got a little nervous and he got kicked out on the second round. I told him I was still proud of him, and he's going to try again next year. He's like, okay. He didn't want me to show up that day of his spelling bee because he's like, no, you're going to make me too nervous. I'm like, okay, fair enough, But apparently there was a lot of other people that made him nervous as is. So I was like, oh, poor kid. So both him and Jana are both going to try again next year for the spelling bee. So I was like, that's all you can do is try. So hold on, I'm going to try and drink some more coffee. I'm trying to help my throat a little bit. Excuse me. But yeah, one of the things is, I won't get too into it, but my son, we had to get my son transferred to a different classroom, and it was a sad situation because we were feeling very frustrated about this whole thing. But the long and the short is that his teacher was making him hate school to the point that he was getting, you know, getting himself sick over the thought of having to go in, and he didn't want to because of how his teacher was treating him. We had emailed her in the past saying we know Michael can be a handful, and when we mean by that is he's very literal, he's very factual. So and he takes things at face value. There's no black and white with him. He's I always suspect that he's, you know, on the spectrum. We've been wanting to get him tested, but so that way I could have a school plan for him. You know, I've been trying to do that because they both have ADHD. Because I already felt bad because we already had to contact the school earlier this month for Jaina. Because Jaina's grades were slipping, and we found out it's because, you know, she's playing on the laptop, and we've already got a game plan in place. She's and I mentioned that she has ADHD, and that her medication, we haven't been able to fill her medication because it's never in stock in any of the CVS places that we have. They never have it in stock. It's very frustrating. And we could go up, honestly, we could go up a little bit with her dosage, but then she doesn't really eat. So it's that fine balance. Like, really, she does better on a higher dosage, but then she doesn't eat at all. And, you know, I don't want her to, she's already a picky enough eater. So, but yeah, it's just like, it's frustrating. But anyway, so we got her stuff resolved. It just we felt bad that we had to reach out so soon again with Michael. But basically, there was a couple things, and this she's been mocking him a lot, like when he asks a certain question, you know, because he wants a more definitive answer, and she's just like basically mocks him with does the same tone that, you know, as this question that he asks, she'll repeat this question but in a mocking tone is what he tells us, or that she'll go, "Why don't you know this? You should know this already," that kind of stuff. And what really, you know, we were reaching out and not really getting a response from her. But what got my husband to send an email to the principal was, he came to us earlier last week going, my teacher said, well, he didn't come to us. I overheard him telling his big sis about this, which got me going, questioning him. But basically, his teacher told him that he's never going to make it in middle school if he doesn't complete his homework. Well, not homework, but his schoolwork, his morning schoolwork. And you would be like, well, why doesn't he complete his schoolwork? The answer to that is, both him and Jaina are in the gifted and talented program. So they get pulled out of their classes twice a day to do schoolwork, you know, do extracurricular things. And usually during those periods where like the kids get pulled out for GT, they do study periods and stuff like that in the normal classrooms, so that way the kids have a chance to catch up. Not her. She does the actual lessons. So when Michael gets back to class, he's kind of behind on what's going on, and he's trying to play catch up, and he doesn't know exactly what's going on, and she's berating him over it. So we're like, okay, you don't, I don't care how like I have a lot of respect for teachers, but you don't really need to be a teacher if you're going to treat your students the way she has treated my kid. Like, you don't tell someone they're never going to make it. Like, what kind of person says that to a fourth grader? Like, and I understand middle school's hard. Like, I have a kid in middle school. She tells me how hard things are all the time. He already hears it from his big sis about how much work there is and everything. But it was very frustrating to hear this from his teacher. And the difference between middle school and grade school is they don't have like they have the GT classes. You're going there for the actual class, the entire class kind of thing, compared to being pulled out and put into a different part and then coming back in, so that's a huge difference. So for him, he would be an actual GT type class. Instead, he'll be in the advanced class, like how Nicole is. She's in the advanced classes for both 6th and 7th grade for certain subjects. So like for math and for reading or English. So there's advanced classes. So she's in those. He would be like that as well. So he wouldn't be falling behind because he would be in those classes. So I was just like, I thought that was a little ridiculous of his teacher like that. So, and especially since, Gina, who, has trouble with grades and stuff like that, has a better comprehension on things because her teacher, does do study periods and stuff like that during the time the GT kids are pulled out. So we had to request to get Michael moved out. And he, the principal thankfully honored our request. So the funny thing is he's going to be in Jana's classes, but switched. So like both of them have two teachers. And I feel bad because he does like his other teacher, but he's not going to be able to be with that one at all. So I feel a little bad for him on that. But and she reached out to me. She's like, I heard, that he's, being switched over. He's a bright kid. I love him, all that stuff. And I just had to apologize. I hated that because Michael always tells me about how this teacher, is, funny. She's sassy and everything like that. And, but yeah, so anyway, so like, Jana's two teachers are also Michael's two teachers. So like, when she has morning rotation with one teacher, he has morning rotation with the other teacher, and then they switch, because that's how they're getting them used to doing like class periods and stuff like that. So, and I was telling someone about this, and they're like, well, something must be going up if your principal honored your request so quickly because they don't like switching kids out this late in the school year, which I agree. So I'm wondering if other parents have complained about this teacher as well, because Michael told me that it's not just him being mocked at, there's other students in class being mocked at as well. And I'm wondering if it's the GT students or something like that. I don't know. So, hopefully something comes out of it. Like, I understand there's a teacher shortage, but I just don't like it when someone, makes fun of students. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it's hard being a teacher. I understand that. But why would you, like, make a student like my son who loves school, he loves learning, and make him hate it? There was a point where he just, like, was begging us, like, he didn't want to go to school at all. And it was heartbreaking. I just, like, it's just like you don't ruin someone's brightness and creativity like that and make them despise school. Like he was just it hurt, a lot. So like, and I am not dissing teachers in general. It's just that one person. Like, and I can understand like teachers being burnt out and everything, but I feel like you don't take your frustrations out on the student is what I'm trying to say. And when I like I said, when I say Michael's a handful, I don't mean like he runs around and yells in class. In fact, he tells me all the time about how there's a couple students in his classroom who throw chairs, and he I had to express my concern, like, why are you keeping a student who likes to throw chairs in your class, in a kid's classroom? Because Michael has mentioned before, and Jana has too, whenever this kid is like in her class, like in previous years, about how they almost get hit by this chair because of this kid. Um, and I just like, I was just, it's crazy. But yeah, like when I say Michael's a handful, it's more of he's very inquisitive. He'll ask questions because he wants to know the facts. And I know that some teachers love that. Like his first and second grade teachers, they they had nothing but great words about him. And in fact, his first grade teacher encouraged that, like wanted him to be very inquisitive and wanted him to learn as much as he can. He even corrected like one of his second grade teacher told me I got corrected by him and he was right. It was like about well, they were both right, but about a certain geography type thing, because Michael is obsessed with countries, still is, but like he was hyper focused on countries, their locations, and everything at that time period, and was like uh, and like his second grade teacher also encouraged that too, like to the point like whenever she needed someone to point out a geography thing on the school board, she would, or on the map, she would have Michael come up and point the stuff out. So I mean, like his teachers, his kindergarten teacher didn't encourage that, unfortunately, but the first grade, the second grade teachers did. The third grade teachers were remarking about how smart he was, but didn't really do anything. But it was like, what, up in the air. It wasn't like bad or good. And then this one, it's just been nothing but him being upset, and it's been just a heartbreaking experience for me on that. So and she was just like, basically, from what I gotten at one point, was she doesn't like being her authority being questioned. I guess she just wants the kids to accept what she's saying at face value, and doesn't want the kids to ask more than that. And Michael's brain doesn't work like that. Michael's like, I need to know the whys of a thing. So yeah, so I'm glad he got switched out. I hate that we had to do that. I really did. And this part's a little petty. This part's like, of the things that's, that this doesn't matter as much, but it's just like more of a, really, you're gonna do that, really, kind of thing. Sorry. But they had not Thanksgiving, Valentine's party. So, goodness gracious, where's this go? Oh, up here. My drills are all over the place. They had a Valentine's party on Friday, and Michael told us we're not allowed to bring any Valentine's boxes to school. And I was just like, I had him and his sister make Valentine's boxes because, of course, Jana's classroom encouraged that. Was like, bring your Valentine's boxes, like decorate, with shoe boxes and stuff like that. And that's what I did. I had these $5 shoe boxes that I found, on sale and everything. And I was just like, I didn't feel right to have one kid decorate, but not the other kid decorate. You know what I mean? And I was just like, go ahead, decorate. And then I found out he and a bunch of other students were not allowed to use their Valentine's boxes in her class. And instead she made them use these small little tiny bags that they decorated. And I kind of get it, but at the same time I don't. Because, and I was just like, because he told me that none of the Valentine's fit into this little tiny bag. And she was like upset about the fact that a lot of the Valentines were like big, like a lot of, how sometimes parents, kind of go overboard with Valentines. Like some people bring baggies and stuff like that. I did like Fun Dip, and then also an extra Valentine taped onto the Fun Dip with a scented eraser. I try and keep mine as simple as I can, not big things, but some parents go all out. So, but and it's not a big deal to me. It's like, if some parents want to go all out, go all out, but she wasn't happy about that from what I heard. Like, she wanted the Valentine's to be like just a Valentine, no candy, and I'm just like, We're not. We're. It's a different time period. I remember being, when I was doing Valentine's, yeah, we didn't have a lot of candy. Most of the candy was like M&Ms or something like that. But we did like, or like a sucker, and that's was the most. And not everyone brought candy. It usually was just the little card, and that was it. The excuse me. But yeah, it was just like, it's a different time. It's a different time. All right. I know I'm going to use glitter on this drill, on for these drills. So we're going to pull that up. I'm still trying to decide which drills I want to use for this one. So, so it's like, I better make a decision quick. Oh, goodness. Oh, I'm trying to, like, it's it's getting a little harder to talk. But yeah, I mean, like, I talked on long enough about that for Michael, but I'm glad that he's being switched over. So, because I don't want him to be miserable by the end of the year. So the poor kid, I'm just like, and he was there when the principal came to Jana's teacher. It was funny. Like, Michael was right there when talking to one of Jana's teachers. It was like during recess, and made the announcement. So Michael already knew. And so after this break, Michael's going to be going into those classes. So into that grade. Well, not grade, but that class kind of thing. So, but yeah, it's just so we got that. um, and then one of the things is he's telling me like how he wants to join for certain clubs and stuff next year. He's already planning. Like they did 3D printing this year, and it's so cute because he's learning projects and things like that. So he's really excited about learning more about 3D things. So we're going to encourage that for him. So but let's see what else has been going on that's not been bad. um I don't know. My next thing is I'm really scared about this week. This Friday I got a CT scan coming up, and oh my god, my anxiety has climbed as high as it possibly can. I have been just a nervous wreck. Like, I'm telling myself, it's fine. Everything's fine. There's nothing wrong, but at the same time, my brain's also like, well, what if they find another tumor? What if it metastasized? So I'm just like telling myself it's going to be okay. But it's kind of hard to believe that sometimes. It's kind of hard to talk myself into believing that. Goodness. So, and then I have to see my oncologist the week after, so that's going to be fun. Goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. All right. So now it's decision time, guys. What drill I want to use. All right. Do I want to use... Okay, let me pull this up. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I think I want to use pixie dust. Yeah, I think I'm going to use pixie dust for this. Although I am kind of tempted to use the ABs. I kind of want to use the ABs. Decisions. Let me look at this. No, the pixie dust would go better with the color scheme that's already here, so we'll do that instead. I always like to make it a little bit special, so let's see. But yeah, scan's coming up this Saturday, not Saturday, this Friday, so I gotta be at the place bright and early. And like, apparently, like I said, there's snow coming this week. I don't believe it. I don't believe that there's going to be snow at all tomorrow. But even if there is, it should melt by the time Friday shows up. So, But yeah, I got that worry about. I got the oncologist. My oncologist is probably going to chew me out because of the weight gain I had. Can I blame Christmas and birthdays and Thanksgiving? uh, I'm going to blame that. um, and I got. I do have. I actually hear some good news or funny news. So my hair's been growing back. You know, after I had a. So back when I was on chemo, I buzzed it short because yeah, I was starting to lose hair on one side. It was really weird. You know, when you think about hair loss and stuff like that, you think of it, you know, going from all over the place, like chunks and all over the place. And I was losing my hair in, spots, like I was waking up and seeing, hair on the pillow, or like when I take a shower, but it was only on one side. I was thinning on one side of my head. It was so weird, and it was starting to become noticeable too. So I got it buzzed short. Like I cried. I cried so hard when that happened, and I kept losing some hair after that still, but now my hair is growing back, which is really cool. I'm happy about the fact that my hair is growing back, but oh my god, it looks so awkward. I got some cowlicks going on. I'm still wearing a beanie because I feel embarrassed with it going with how it's coming out. So I'm like, no, we're gonna keep this hidden just a little bit longer until my hair straighten itself out. And it has like curls in one spot, it's straight in another, it's got a completely different mind of its own now, and I'm just like, I don't know how to take care of my hair. But it's funny because it's just like this one part of my hair just sticks straight up and it refuses to lay flat, and I'm just like, I need you to grow a little bit longer so that way you can start laying flat. But it's like, but I'm glad that it's starting to come back out. So it's still in that awkward stage. I feel like I'm almost in the mullet area in some parts. It's just like, I'm like, no, it needs to grow out a little bit longer. It needs to be a little bit longer. So hopefully by the time I'm going to the retreat, it's long enough. It's still going to be a short haircut, but hopefully it's not as ridiculous looking. At least I hope that by that point I'd get it styled. Cross your fingers. But yeah, I mean, that's just a little funny thing that's been going on that I've been dealing with. Like, then along with that, so I want to ask you guys if this like, I'm going to end with this. If this does this count as breaking your no buy? Technically, I did, but this part. So the week prior, Diamond Art Club had did a couple of releases that I had to have. Like, there was a Jamuska, it was like Fairy Dragon. I had to have that, and so I used my points to get that, along with a couple other diamond paintings, and I had to pay for the shipping. To me, I feel like that doesn't count as that doesn't count as my buy, because I use points and I only spent for shipping. I'm trying to say justify that, but my husband thinks it does count as a buy, so I don't know. What do you guys think? He doesn't care. He just likes to rip and poke fun at me. So, but this next thing, I asked him before if it was okay to get some diamond paintings from a certain shop once he got paid. So I did break my no buy. Technically, I did break it, but I feel like I didn't break it until Thursday. So, and he claims it was the week prior, and I'm like, no. So, but I got some new diamond paintings from a shop I never bought from before. It's Diamond Artisan. So I got a couple of things. They look cute. I can't wait. I can't wait. I saw other people using those, getting those, and I was just like, I need to get one of them at some point, because like seeing how other people work on them, I just need to. So, and then of course, there's a shop drop that's coming up on the 21st that I gotta see about maybe spending some money on. We'll see. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm still trying to keep it on a low buy, like I said, I wasn't technically on a no buy, but more of a low buy. But you know, we'll see how well things are going. I feel like I've been doing well. I feel like I've been doing a lot better than before. So let's see. Make sure all this is in. All right. Let me look through the camera. You kind of see it. I might pull it out and put the ABs in. Well, I'll have to I'll figure it out. I'll decide later on. But what do you guys think? I still got a couple drills that I got to put in here, but I'm gonna pretty much wrap this up in a little bit. But yeah, tell me what you guys think of it. If you like the edition or not. But yeah, and then one last thing is, I got my books, like from my birthday books. So, my husband, so I've been reading Fourth Ring. I read it over a year and a half ago, and I'm rereading it because my husband, bought me the, Onyx Storm, but I didn't have Iron Flame yet. It's been a hectic kind of time, for me, but he bought both Iron Flame and Onyx Storm. Onyx Storm came first, but Iron Flame didn't come up until just last week. So I'm trying to reread Fourth Wing, and there's like stuff that I didn't catch until this read around, and I'm appreciating it a lot more because last time I got the last time I read it, it was around my mom passing away. So let me turn off this light. But yeah, it was around when my mom passed away, so it wasn't as enjoyable for me. But yeah, anyway, I'm excited. I have all 3 books now, and I'm going to read them. But anyway, tell me guys what you think of this. If you like the pixie dust in this spot, or if I should switch it to ABs. This is the AB that I was kind of thinking about putting in. Wasn't completely sure. But yeah, tell me if you like the pixie dust or if you think I should switch it out. Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Otherwise, I hope to see you in the next video. Hopefully with me feeling a lot better. Bye guys.